Estevao, Cole Palmer, Joao, Pedro, Liam Delap, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, Cucurella, Reece James. I'm sure by now you've noticed it too, but in case you haven't, Chelsea just got smarter and everyone watched it happen. Yet, nobody stopped it. And while you might think you know what's coming next, you don't. Because we all saw Enzo Maresca do the impossible just a few months ago. 2 trophies, a rebuilt squad, a new identity, and somehow he's taken it a step further. Pay attention, as you're about to find out why Enzo Maresca at Chelsea is a problem for everyone else. A few seasons ago, Chelsea were broken. The Abramovich era had ended, and the new blue co-led consortium was learning that money can't buy stability. The 2022-23 season became a carousel of confusion. Tuchel, Potter, Lampard, 3 managers, 3 failed experiments. Tuchel's exit wasn't about results, it was about vision. He clashed with the club's new model, and the fallout left Chelsea spiraling. By the end of that season, they had hit their lowest point in over 2 decades, a super club stripped of its identity. The next campaign was supposed to be different. Mauricio Pochettino arrived with promises of balance and belief and Premier League experience, but delivered neither. But amid the wreckage, only one man stood out: Cole Palmer. Week after week, he dragged Chelsea out of the mud, scoring, creating, and carrying a team that had no sense of direction. But even with his brilliance, the rest of the squad looked lost. Some wins were single moments of magic, some losses were structural collapses. They had world-class talent, but looked like a team unsure of its own name. In the 2023-24 season under Pochettino, Cole Palmer scored 22 Premier League goals and was Chelsea's league top scorer. He also registered 11 assists. Yet, even with Palmer doing more than his fair share, the team still finished 6th. They doubled their goal output compared to the prior season. Yes, a step forward, but it was a messy forward, full of unpredictability, lacking control, and defensively soft. In some games, they looked electric, Palmer ripping defenses open. In other games, they looked like strangers meeting on the pitch. No pressing cohesion, no defensive compactness, no shared tempo. That inconsistency was the problem. Then came Enzo Maresca. From day one, things shifted. He didn't just show up with a new shape, he demanded clarity. Lines tightened, distances disciplined, roles defined. Suddenly, it stopped being Palmer carrying them. It became Palmer fitting into a system where every player had a lane. That's when the form started to arrive, and fast. Beating Liverpool, going toe-to-toe with Manchester City, defeating Manchester United, casually strolling past Spurs, and securing 2 final appearances, and winning both whilst masterminding one of the greatest final performances against the best team in the world, PSG. Particularly for a side that lacked identity just a season ago, was the litmus test. That was the moment people knew Maresca didn't just fix Chelsea, he awakened them. And on their best day, they could go toe-to-toe with any team in the world. But of course, fixes come with new challenges. So the new question was, what happens when opponents adapt? And how far can this system scale toward league consistency, European runs, squad rotations, and injuries? Enzo Maresca didn't just change Chelsea's tactics, he rewired how they think about football. Last season, Chelsea's identity swung between chaos and control. This season, it's conviction. After winning the championship with Leicester, most thought Maresca would need time to adjust. He didn't. Within weeks, Chelsea looked like a different club. Not a team of individuals, but a single moving organism. When he arrived, the issue was structure. Pochettino's Chelsea had goals, but no blueprint. They pressed in waves, attacked in bursts, and defended like strangers. Maresca's challenge was clear: keep the creativity, erase the confusion. But unlike most new managers, he wasn't guessing. He already understood how the Premier League worked. He had trained under Fulvio Fiorin at Ascoli and Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, where he learned the nuances of positional play, ball circulation, and pressing triggers. He saw firsthand how to control games in a league that thrives on chaos. Now, he's using that education to build his own empire in West London. He started with what he calls intelligent positional play. At Leicester, he used a 4-3-3. At Chelsea, he tweaked it into a 4-2-3-1, a shape that unlocked Cole Palmer, placing him on the right behind the striker, free to link with Nicholas Jackson. But the real transformation happens in possession. As the ball moves, the system bends into something else entirely, a 3-2-5, or sometimes a 3-3-4, dependent on who inverts. Sometimes Moises Caicedo or Reece James tucks in from fullback. Other times Cucurella and Malo Gusto pushes forward and becomes a second striker. It's fluid, unpredictable, and cruel to defend against. But beyond their defense, Chelsea averaged 56.6% possession, the second highest number of direct attacks in the league, and 6 goals from fast breaks. Only Liverpool had more. They can patiently build or kill you in 3 passes. When Cucurella steps high, Palmer stands on the central defender, and Joao Pedro drops off. It forces 3 versus 3s in behind, and when those channels open, Enzo Fernandez charges forward into the half space to finish, just like he did against Aston Villa. That's Maresca's brilliance. Control and chaos blended. His Chelsea can strangle you with possession or slice you apart on the break. Cucurella has become a wildcard attacker. Last season, Palmer, Jackson, Madueke ranked among the Premier League's top 5 for shots from fast breaks. This season is no different, with Joao Pedro showing the same positive returns, as well as Neto and Liam Delap. Even their press is weaponized. Palmer and Joao Pedro form the first line. Caicedo and Enzo jump to trap. Levy Colwill follows deep into enemy territory if he must. Only Bournemouth have forced more high turnover shots in the same time span. All of a sudden, because of Maresca's improvement to the team, Chelsea's youngest squad with an average age of 23 years, 249 days, are now playing like seasoned professionals. They're fearless, disciplined, and ruthless. But here's another question that lingers. Can a team this young, this intense, and this fast-paced sustain it? Maresca's system demands perfection every second. One wrong pass, one slow recovery, and it all falls apart. Right now, it's beautiful, but beauty in football doesn't last forever. The summer of 2025, Chelsea added Joao Pedro, Jamie Gittins, Alejandro Garnacho, Dario Isugo, Yorel Hato, Liam Delap, Facundo Bonanotte, and Estevao. To many pundits like Carragher and the usual skeptics, it looks like another gamble. Lots of talents, years to gel, but that's where they're wrong. Chelsea's model isn't built on hype, it's on consistency. Maresca has cultivated this method over 2 seasons now, surviving the transition, thriving through challenges. Season 1, they climbed back to Europe. Season 2, they stormed into Champions League contention and won 2 trophies, Conference League and Club World Cup. And that begs the question, if they achieved all that while transitioning, imagine when every piece of their system is working. And yes, they lose games, but many of those defeats came through red cards, youthful mistakes, or injuries. But look at how often those flaws didn't cost them. The system absorbs shocks. When Palmer was injured, they survived. When Delap was out, they adapted. Injuries to wing options? Still managed. They played without Levi Colwill, Tosin Chalobah, Wesley Fofana, and even Badiashile for the most part of the season. Yet, they remained formidable. Especially against Liverpool, where they ended the game with no centre-back and still won the game. It's safe to say Maresca has navigated the chaos strongly. And that's why Europe should be scared, because when Chelsea are whole, when all pieces are present, that's when they become a nightmare for any European side. The real threat is flexibility and integration speed. New signings don't sit on benches for months, they're absorbing roles on the fly. Garnacho may be learning, but you can already see that he's popping up in pockets, aligning with Maresca's overload schemes. Joao Pedro is already floating between lines, registering goals and assists. Estevao has shown he can change games, even at 95. When backups become frontline in minutes, when plans morph seamlessly, that isn't just depth, that's a system proving it can flex and still crush. Europe's elite spend summers planning for your structure. They prepare counters, systems, templates. Chelsea doesn't wait for that. They move faster. They're drafting you while you're drafting them. That's what makes Chelsea a real problem for Europe. So the real question is, with all that power and flexibility, where is the weakness? The truth is, despite Chelsea's recent form, Enzo Maresca isn't the problem. If Chelsea ever collapses, it won't be because of him, it'll be because of the system around him. This is the same club that built its empire on instant success and burned through every architect who tried to build something lasting. Maresca is different. He's methodical, detailed, and deliberate, but he's operating inside a machine that isn't always patient. When this season began, Maresca asked for a centre-back, a natural fit for his high line. He was told to make do with what he had. Now, Levi Colwill, Tosin Adrabayu, and Chalobah are injured, and Chelsea are playing fullbacks as emergency defenders. It's not a tactical flaw, it's a boardroom one. And yet, even in crisis, Maresca's system keeps them functioning. That's the scary part. Even when everything goes wrong, Chelsea still look organized, still dangerous, still capable of winning. But when you also look at what he's working with, Moises Caicedo, one of the most complete ball winners in world football, Enzo Fernandez, the heartbeat, the box crusher, the tempo. Cole Palmer, statistically the most creative player in the Premier League this season. And Estevao, Joao Pedro, Liam Delap, and Garnacho, guys who play like they didn't get the memo about age. This isn't just a team, it's a future that arrived early. A blueprint designed for the next decade. But there's always a Chelsea problem. The impatience, the churn, the belief that instant success is the only success. If history repeats itself, if decisions from above interfere again, then yes, maybe Maresca fails. But if he's given what he needs, if this process breathes, if these players mature under him, then Europe isn't ready for what comes next. Because this project isn't built around chaos, it's built around clarity. A plan that doesn't rely on star names, it makes them. And the terrifying truth is that Chelsea, for once, don't need time to become great. They just need to stop getting in their own way. Football doesn't often reward patience, but if Chelsea stay the course, if they back the vision instead of replacing it, then this won't be another rebuild, it'll be a revolution. Because Enzo Maresca is building something Europe hasn't seen before, a machine that doesn't rely on form, it relies on belief. And that's why the rest of Europe should be scared. But he's not the only one. Check out this next video to find out how good Spurs have been this season.